Hello everyone and welcome back to the CFCBlues Podcast. I am your host George Allen.
And I'm here, Tuchel, and today we were talking about the Chelsea vs Wolves game that happened yesterday. And we will be reviewing it in this episode.
Indeed we will. But before we do that, Yusuf, recently, obviously if you exclude the episode that I did with my dad, it's only ever been me and you, and I thought, why not? Let's get another person involved, and we've got another Chelsea fan involved. Long-time friend of ours, mine and Yusuf's. It's Mr. Maxime. How are you doing, Maxime?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's a pleasure. Yeah, happy to be on.
Yeah, perfect. So obviously we've got the game to review. In the last episode, we spoke about the appointment of Tuchel, or Tuchel, however you say it. I still don't know how to say it yet. So obviously me and Yusuf spoke about that. So Maxime, I'm going to ask of your opinion on the Lampard sacking and the appointment of Tuchel.
Well, I guess it's quite a shock to most Chelsea fans. Obviously, a lot were Frank Lampard in, and understandably so. I mean, he's a club legend. He's got the most goals for Chelsea. He's a legend. There's no reason, little reason to sack him, except simply for the fact that the results weren't going his way. So understandably so, some could say he should have been sacked. Some could say he shouldn't really. But I was more Lampard out. I thought the results weren't good enough. Ninth for a manager who spent £250 million on in the summer. Simply not good enough. So I respect Rim's decision. I would have also respected him if he was still our coach. But yeah, I'm relatively pleased that Thomas Tuchel's come in. And as we're going to discuss today, it's an encouraging start, that Wolves game.
Yeah, definitely. I have to agree with you there. It is a very encouraging start. Maybe not the scoreline we wanted, but again, it was a really good start to the game. First 20 minutes was really good football from us, and then it just for the rest of the first half and the start of the second half, it kind of dropped off, and we sort of pushed a bit too little, too late to get anything out of the game. Obviously, we got a point, which against Wolves isn't bad, but without their main man Raul Jimenez, and in the form they're in, it is disappointing. But first off, Yusuf, I want you to go through the stats with us.
Alright, the stats go a lot in our favour. Like, say possession, we had 78.9%, and they had 21.1%. So I don't know how we didn't score. Shots on target, they had 0, we had 5. Total shots, we had 14 and they had 4. Touches, we have 1,047 and they had 403. Passes, we had twice there won the passes. So we had 898 and they had 242. Tackles 15 to us and 5 to them. And corners 12 to us and 1 to them.
Yeah, so what you're implying there is, by looking at the stats, you would probably put it on a Chelsea win, but not by 1 or 2, by maybe 3 or 4. So,
yesterday,
yeah, go on.
Sorry, can I say something?
Yeah, go.
Yesterday, Wolves didn't come to play football. They came to defend the whole match. Just putting 10 men behind the ball the whole time.
But you've got to remember, they've had a few good opportunities. They hit the crossbar, which
to be fair, they had
is probably maybe their biggest opportunity, maybe the biggest opportunity in the game. And then there was that excellent track back by Hudson-Odoi. That clearly denied Dendonka from a shot at goal. So they were still dangerous in the counter, but obviously we had the share of possession, and we pretty much dominated the game. Yeah, fairly deserved to win that game.
Well, to be fair, Wolves are a great counter-attacking side. To be fair to them, so I think we should concede yesterday. To be fair, I think Neto's shot should have went in, but he was offside anyway, so it wouldn't count.
Yeah, I have to agree with both of you there, especially with you, Yusuf, with the fact that Wolves, they've got pace. They've got a lot of pace up front. Adama Traore, Pedro Neto, Daniel Podence, all very, very fast players and very dangerous
Yeah.
players as well. Maxime, you make a good point. Wolves had their fair share of chances. Even if you do look at the stats, they might not have had a shot on target, but did they put pressure on us at some points in the game. One point I would like to bring up is the referee in the game. Now, I'm not blaming the ref that we didn't win. I'm not saying that, but the referee in the game I felt he gave a lot of soft decisions, if that makes sense.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
see that, but then again, like we should have won. Like even without the referee, we should have just scored at the end as well.
I guess that.
And the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we had two noticeable opportunities. We had that Chilwell chance where it fell on him and he was leaning back, so it went over the crossbar. And what made me go to the edge of my seat was last minute corner when Kai Havertz headed the ball and it got cleared.
Oh yeah.
That really,
What a chance that was.
That would have been such a sick winner.
Very close.
Yeah, I thought he was very, very good, Kai Havertz, in fact. I thought he was our best player on the pitch.
Very good, yeah.
He was very, very good.
I mean, the first half, he made some mad run.
Yeah, he went on a really... I see that, yeah. Took it, almost sliced... He almost sliced the defence like he was a hot knife and they were butter. So, probably one of the more boring games this year, hasn't it?
Yeah, I agreed, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 0-0's never the most exciting game there is, but there's definitely improvement. First 30 minutes, it was entertaining football from Chelsea. We played around. We pretty much dominated the midfield. We had a few opportunities, like Callum Hudson-Odoi cross. Giroud should have got to the end of that. And yeah, we pretty much dominated 31st minutes, and good football to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. That Giroud chance is very unlike him to miss a chance like that. So what I do want to say is maybe next time for Giroud is maybe actually head the ball properly. I know he's the professional and I'm not, but you got to do what you got to do.
I think Giroud's poor that game.
Yeah, he didn't bring much of his hold-up play into the mix. So it was really difficult for him to sort of, because Wolves have got very strong, very dominant defenders, Willy, Bolly, Conor Cody and Dendonka. So it is difficult for him to maybe cause them issues in the game. Maybe it's more difficult for him to hold up the ball as well as he'd like to. But I still can't see it. I still can't see much of an excuse there, because we know how good he is. He's one of the most underrated players in the Premier League at the moment. So
Definitely, yeah. And if I'm right, they play three at the back, right? So
yeah, the three at the back with the two wing backs.
Three at the back.
Yeah.
It's never an easy task.
So now we've come to a point where we've discussed about the game, about some of the key points. We're going to do some player ratings. Yusuf, you told me about this before, that we shouldn't do the grades A to B or A to C and all that. And but what we are going to do is we're going to do it 1 to 10. 10 being the best, 1 being they basically didn't show up. But I don't think any of the players deserve that. But we'll start from the back. We'll start with the goalkeeper and we'll progress to the forward players. We won't include the substitutions, just because we'll just keep it with the starting lineup. But Yusuf, Edouard Mendy.
I mean, he didn't have much to do, to be fair, in that game. I'd probably give him a 6, just average score.
Yeah. He didn't concede in the game, so that's always a bonus.
Clean sheet.
It's a clean sheet at the end of the day. So yeah, I'd agree with a 6. Maxime, what do you think about that?
Yeah, 6 should definitely be the right score. not much he did wrong. Not a lot of, as you said, no shots on target. So we can't really judge him that harshly or that fairly. To be fair, so 6 would be the right score.
Yeah, definitely. We'll move to through the defence. So we'll start with the two centre backs, Antonio Rudiger and Thiago Silva. So we start with Thiago Silva.
There were three because of it.
It was a fullback.
Oh yeah, well it was kind of a 3 at the back, but it was also a 4 at the back, wasn't it?
Yeah, they shifted with, in the game anyway. So.
Okay, well we'll go with the back 3 then. Azpilicueta, what do you think of Azpilicueta, Maxime?
Azpilicueta,
Yes. Or Dave?
Again, again he played quite well, but he's always been consistent. He's always got either 6 or 7 out of 10. Like, if you remember correctly, like he's reliable. Like, you got Reece James. If Reece James is injured, you put Aspie. Like, it's obvious. So again, I'd give him a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm actually struggling to think of a game where Azpilicueta has played badly, if that makes sense. But yeah, 6. He didn't do much, but he didn't. What he did do, he didn't do it wrong. So 6 is a fair score. Yusuf, would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Sorry if you just heard a noise there. I just kind of bashed my charger. And sorry if you heard a voice crack there too. We'll move on to Thiago Silva. Yusuf, you can do this one.
I think he was the best out of the three, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
He looked to go forward in the match, I think in the first half especially. So I'll give him probably 7.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. 7, steady score. I don't think anyone's worthy of a 9 or a 10. So
yeah.
A 7 would probably be the right score to give him. Maxime, would you agree?
Yeah. Again, but it's one of those who definitely deserves an 8 because he's just a leader on the pitch. Like, he's experienced, he's cool-headed, he's got great vision, didn't set a foot wrong, played well. And again, it was pretty much faultless, our defence, except obviously for the Neto chance, but pretty much faultless. So yeah, I'd agree with 7.
Yeah, definitely. Rudiger, I'm gonna do this one again. Just a straight. I'm gonna give him a 6.5 because he did make some good defensive judgment. I don't think he lost the ball at all in the game from a pass or from holding the ball, so that will boost him up just a little bit to a steady 6.5. Who was left? Ben Chilwell, sorry.
Rudiger though, there's one thing I want to say.
Yeah,
that free kick that he gave away, that was relatively clumsy.
Yeah,
like, he's good on the ball, definitely good on the ball. But he's just got sometimes that clumsy nature about him. Like,
yes, I remember now.
Yeah, he's got that clumsy nature about him. So 6.5 I agree with, but you probably can't say it's 7. That's why 6.5 is right answer, to be fair.
Yeah. We'll stick with the 6.5. I actually forgot about that. And obviously when you've got players on their team like João Moutinho, Ruben Neves, who can hit him from distance, it's not the ideal area to give away a foul. But Yusuf, will go over for you for Ben Chilwell.
Listen, I think it was poor yesterday.
Tell us about it.
I mean, I'll give him a 5. Just but I think it was below average in my opinion. So it's 5, yeah.
Alright, yeah, I'd agree with that. Probably the worst.
And also,
go on.
His shot was terrible. Remember, I think Havertz
that's what
cut it back to well. And he smacked over the bar. Oh my god! I thought he should have scored that match.
Yeah, but again, you can't go really lower than 5 because they haven't conceded. He didn't lose the ball particularly too much. So yeah, I'd probably agree with 5.
Yeah,
to be fair, he's not really a striker, so he can't really, hit them like that. But then again, you would think he would, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen he's got a rocket foot, that's for sure. He's got power when he shoots. We saw a few very good goals for him at Leicester last season. He's got a few added to his name this season. Um, so yeah, I would have said he was the worst player out of all the Chelsea players on the pitch. He gave away the ball far too many times, which led to a few Wolves counter attacks. But overall, again, he kept the clean sheet. So a 5 is probably the right score to give him. Who was right wing back? Hudson-Odoi. Go on, Maxime.
Hudson-Odoi. I thought Hudson-Odoi played actually really well. I'd give him a 7.5. He was dynamic, quick on the ball, knew when to link up. He had excellent link up with Ziyech, if I remember, in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah,
really
some of those
creative
passes
assist.
were really good.
Ziyech was also really creative. But yeah, the link up with Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi was promising those first 30 minutes. And 7.5 goals served. He's a great dribbler, to be fair. 7.5.
Yeah, definitely. I have to agree with you there. Yusuf, do you agree?
Yep, I'll agree as well.
Yep, sweet. Moving on. Who's next? We'll go into the midfield. Jorginho. Now, personally, I think Jorginho had a pretty good game, so I'm going to give him a 6.5. I don't think he was amazing, but I don't think he did much wrong, so that's the main reason I'm going to give him a 6.5. What did you guys think of Jorginho in the game?
First 30 minutes, again, first 30 minutes were probably the best minutes we played against Wolves. Again, he was passing forwards, playing quickly, 1-2 touches, but then he was playing a lot sideways and backwards for the rest of the game. So 6.5 would be fair.
Yusuf?
Yeah. First off, he was pretty good. So I'll go over 7 actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd actually agree with Yusuf.
Okay.
Because Jorginho and Kovacic were the better midfielders out of Wolves and Chelsea, and the first 30 minutes were relatively good. So 7 or 6.5, as you like.
Yeah, fair enough. You guys both agree on 7. We'll go over 7. I can't say there's much wrong with giving him a 7. Yusuf, I'm gonna give you Mateo Kovacic, but before we do, who do you out of the two, who do you think's a better player?
I'll probably say I'll say Kovacic because he's more all-rounded player in my opinion because he can defend and attack, and Jorginho can't really attack that much. Like maybe his passes are good, but can't really like shoot and stuff.
Fair enough, Maxime.
Kovacic, definitely. He could progress the ball, he could pass, he's got that ping in him. He could relatively shoot, better than Jorginho, I think. And he's better at defending, better at progressing, dribbling, and passing, you could argue, but they're pretty much equivalent when it comes to passing. But yeah, Kovacic for sure.
Yeah, actually, you mentioned he's got quite decent shooting. He had a worldie of a shot yesterday. I forgot about.
Yeah, if that went in, I would have.
It was quite close. And he was our player of the year last year, so yeah, definitely better than Jorginho.
Okay, fair enough. Yusuf, what rating would you have given him?
8.
Yeah, same.
8.
Fair enough. I can't argue with that. He was pretty good yesterday, I have to say. Definitely that shot was outrageous, I think.
I'd argue he's the man of the match for me. A lot may say Kai Havertz, but for me, Mateo Kovacic, the way he progressed the ball, defended, attacked. Every time they were in transition, you managed to win the ball back and dribble and drive through the middle of the park, which he's actually just always good at. He's always good at beating a man and then driving through the middle and linking up with forward players. Way better than Jorginho. So yeah, 8 and for me, man of the match.
Yeah, definitely. He's got a low centre of gravity. It's similar to the way Messi runs through defenders. I'm not saying he's as good as Messi, but He's got a similar dribbling style. When he's got like 3 players around him and he manages to get through. So
Yeah, similar like Hazard actually too.
yeah, very similar to Hazard. Yusuf, you can do. Who's on the right? Hakim Ziyech.
Yeah, first half he was very good because I remember he had good passes. He gave very good passes to Hosla-Odoi in the first half. So and second half he actually second half he was a bit quiet in my opinion. I will give him 7.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Ziyech, as you said, in the first 35 minutes was linking up really well. Hudson-Odoi made a few worldy passes towards him. So 7 would be fair.
Yeah.
Second half, like you said, he went a bit quiet. Yeah, I'd agree with that. 7. Maxime, what did you think of Kai Havertz?
Kai Havertz, I'd give him a 7/7.5 as you like, or 8 if you really rated him. But again, to be fair, he played better than before. More confident. He eased. He glided. He was better than before, definitely. But he's still lacking that confidence, like that. Really, there was a moment where he drove through the middle of the pitch that was beautiful, but he's still lacking that confidence. And again, he didn't do much in terms of creating opportunities. But he had, if I remember correctly, he had only one pass before a shot or something. So I'd give him a 7.
Yeah, fair enough. He gave that really good pass to Ben Chilwell, as we said earlier, where but basically Chilwell probably should have scored it, but I think that was a really good run from him, good passing, really good run through the middle of them, like we mentioned earlier, where he sort of sliced them in 2. But yeah, I'd say a 7 is probably a fair grade to give him. And finally, I'm going to do this one. Olivier Giroud, unfortunately, I'm not going to rate him quite so high. I'm just going to give him a 6. He didn't do much wrong, but he didn't do much right either. Everything he did sort of helped us get a little bit forward, but then we just went backwards again. So I'm going to give him a 6 for that reason. So overall, the team were much better, I have to say. What about you guys?
Yeah, definitely better than previous games. They had more determination and drive than the Leicester game for sure. So the Leicester game was really demotivating to watch and everything. So definitely more drive in that game.
Yeah, 100%. There was that urgency to get forward a little bit more than against Leicester, than against City, and we didn't. Obviously, we had lots and lots of the ball, like we did against Leicester, and we didn't score. So maybe that's something for Tuchel to sort of look at and think, right, how are we going to improve this? How are we going to make it so that when we've got the ball, we're going to use it and we're going to make the most of it. We're going to take advantage of that, take our chances with it. So yeah, but I think that's all we've got time for today. Thank you very much, Maxime, for being a guest on here.
Yeah, no worries. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show. Some very good theories and analogies you've got there. I like it. Yusuf, once again, thank you for co-hosting the episode.
Yeah, sorry.
And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. See you later.
Bye.